What's up, YouTube? How are you doing? How are you doing? It's a beautiful start of a new week. Not too much action yet, actually, at the beginning of this week. Sometimes Mondays can be very volatile, and then Tuesdays tend to be maybe a bit more rangy, or, you know, the Wednesday usually can be a volatile day as well when you look at statistics. But actually, the beginning of this week has been quite rangy, no? Quite rangy. How are you doing, everyone? Good to have you here. Of course, we had a little bit of a push on Monday morning, but pretty much when I woke up on Monday, this is all I had. So yeah, not the most exciting price action here. At least we took the high. That is something that we're going to talk about, because the fact that it took the high, we invalidated a certain diagonal that we had previously, and now of course we have an updated diagonal as well. But yeah, we're going to cover Elliott Waves in today's live stream, of course, as we always do. And besides Elliott Waves, we're going to go into chatting and Q&A. So if there's going to be questions later, I'm going to answer those questions as good as I can, trying to keep up with chat, because sometimes I now recognize I can't really keep up anymore. But yeah, good to have you all here. By the way, for everyone that's here already, with regards to all the emails, I went through all the emails, and for the people that want a product, either a cap, hoodie, or a t-shirt, I am now, I started emailing you. So you can expect an email to come, and I'm going to send the measurement table, collect all the data, buy this stuff, send it to me, and then I send it to all around the world, which is crazy. First time I'm going to do that. Lauri, how are you doing? Saraga, by the way, I need to speak to you, because you need to send me an email with your address, because you won the cap, remember, during the live stream. So Saraga, email koenztrading@outlook.com, and with your address, so that I can send you the cap. You're the last one actually that I need the address of with regards to the products. So FYI. Good you're here. Christian, welcome. HZ, Mandotav, Victor, good morning. One Drop, Moneyzilla. I bet the people from the US are like, wow, so nice. He's only live at 3:30, just before New York opens. That is a reason to be live, because maybe we get a little bit of action. I was observing the price action here, but there wasn't too much happening. Currently, now New York, of course, now it's 15:30 Central European time, so New York is opening. See if we get some movement. And yeah, I had a good morning. I'm in a position managing very well, basically no risks. So see what happens now that the US is awake, and we immediately start with at least a little bit of volatility here. One Drop, Moneyzilla, Boogie, Fozzy, how you doing? Obelix, hello. Mateus, One Drop. Yo, Ray, Mindless Musician. Come on, let's go over the bullish and bearish Elliott Wave counts. Oh yeah, we will. Bugage and Glitchage. I'm just going to call you Bugage, I think. I can't really pronounce this second bit here. Howdy. Quick email needed. Welcome. Salvin, Hiob, Manoy, Peyton. Short from range POC and anchored VWAP from the all-time high. Trade safe. Stick to your plan, right? That is most important. And yeah, then hopefully it goes into your direction. Mr. Sieb, welcome. Flotty, bye-bye. How you doing? Alessia, I added you. You're in the group now. Anything happening on the CVD? We had some bearish CVDs, but these have now been invalidated as price took the local high. So I have been observing this price action very, very closely. And yeah, actually on AGGR we didn't take the high, but on the chart we did. So over here on the 3-minute chart, we did have bearish CVD divergences. And on the 1-minute chart, I was like, well, we got bearish CVD, but we're not making a new low here, which was interesting to me. Potential of a 3-wave move. So yeah, from a Elliott Wave perspective, it remained quite interesting to look for a potential invalidation of the bearish CVD divergences. And yeah, now we have a little bit of a push here locally, some volume coming in as well. So let's see what price is going to give us. So that gives me the opportunity to quickly manage some stuff that I have going on. NFA. Voilà. That's the one I need. That's you guys. There you go. OBS open as well. Okay. Very nice. So, Mr. Sieb, Flotty, how are you doing? By the way, Flotty, thanks for your feedback. I agree. I think I'm gonna change that koenztrading channel into more. I would like your opinion. We're gonna do that after the Elliott Wave analysis. That's what we're gonna start with. Then I'm gonna shortly talk about what Flotty and I have been chatting about on Telegram, because yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, pretty good. So yeah, CVD, bearish CVD invalidated. We do have some bullish CVD with the higher lows here, but this is a pivot left and a pivot right of the recent high. I prefer to see that on the right side here. Yeah, I definitely learned lessons with how to approach a giveaway for so many people. I mean, everything is new to me. Look, I'm just this random guy which, you know, who accidentally ended up with a channel of 10K. Of course, you put work in it every day, you show up every day. But I have no idea how to work with such a big group of people. So, and the giveaways, I barely ever did a giveaway. So yeah, I definitely learned some lessons with regards to time zones and being there live or not, and some other things that I will remember for next time. Major, how you doing? Long 2-3, yeah, potentially. What's up, Dragania? How you doing? I wonder what stuff. Yeah, I gotta manage positions, right? Manage positions. It's very important. Okay, let's go over the analysis. I'm gonna park you on my second screen here. Okay, there we go. And I also have a very nice berry smoothie from my wife. She's so good, eh? Yo, I love a berry smoothie. So every time I'm gonna look to the right side, second screen, that's where you are, right? So just so you know. Okay, now there's a lot of stuff on my chart, so I want to actually start talking about the local price action. From an Elliott Wave point of view, it's not yet too clear what we have here, but what we did do is we touched the 886 at the high. And that is something I keep in mind. Now, it's very rare for a wave 2 to hit the 886, right? It's more common for a wave B or a wave X, increasing probabilities that all the price action that follows after the touch of an 886 is corrective, not impulsive, which therefore increases the probabilities to take these highs sooner or later. Now, it's been quite challenging to actually count this in detail. So this is I haven't prepared this per se. I just want to talk about it. One of the options I have is a potential 1-2 with a 3-4 and a finished 5, right? With then a wave A, B, and a potential for a 5-wave C. Now we have a value area high here, and we also have a value area high over here. And if I pull some fibs, then that value area high here is in confluence with the golden pocket. So that's actually quite an area of interest besides the value area we have over here. But that is, so arguably there is a potential 5-wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, the potential of a flat, and then another move towards the downside for a zigzag. Now I will show you how that translates into the bigger scenarios that we have if we do get something like this. Because at the moment, so far, if I only look at this structure here, it's not too clear yet, but this is one of the ideas that I have. Yeah. Let's see what we get. No, quickly have a peek at the CVD, skyrocketing towards the upside as price is moving to the upside as well. So yeah, let's see what price is going to give us. No. So that being said, we're going to start once more with the Elliott Wave analysis. We will start on the higher time frames. And uno segundo. There we go. So we're going to start on the higher time frames and then from there zoom in to the local price action. Okay, what's up, Mark? How you doing, by the way? Mark, it's probably very unlikely I'm going to have your hoodie on Friday. So you need to give me your address as well. So we'll chat about it on Friday. But their order time and stuff is very long. Plus, I didn't send you the size chart. Okay, Elliott Wave. So that's a little bit of my local thoughts. I'm going to remove this. Oh, this is, by the way, a support resistance area I have on my chart between 65.4 and 65.6K. Someone in the comment section on YouTube, forgive me, person, because I forgot the name. But someone said, hey, we also have an SR level at about 65.6K. So I checked and I was like, that's actually correct. So I like to have it on my chart. So thank you for that. That's very kind of you. I'm going to put this in my folder and remove it so that we can clean up the chart and start with our Elliott Wave analysis. Right. What I'm going to do with these, I'm going to keep them on the chart. Now, oh, we also have this big volume profile. Oh, I'm going to keep that on the chart as well. Something that I think is interesting is I was talking to Mr. Sieb earlier today. And I'm not sure if I think Mr. Sieb is here, no? I think he said hi. Yeah, he's here. So I was talking to Mr. Sieb in Diamond. And he said like, yo, Koen, blah, 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 volume profile, value area high. And because of what he told me, I was like, okay, I'm going to actually check the volume profile of the complete range. Now, it's interesting that now that I show this, it actually doesn't actually hit the level. Why not? Because price, of course, this happens now. When I dragged it on the chart, when I put it on the chart earlier, and if you follow my chart, you've seen it, the point of control was hit. Very, very locally. So it is an important level where we are on the chart right now. There is some resistance as we have the range point of control. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to show that it was actually hit, but you know, you got to just believe me, I suppose. Oh, wait, no, I have an idea. Let me also move the Elliott Wave folders up because we're going to talk about, as always, starting with the weekly. Start with the weekly and then the rest. If the stream, by the way, is going to lag, let me know. I put the bitrate from 2500 to 3000, so a little bit higher bitrate, which hopefully helps with YouTube. Ah, here we go. I found it. No idea what... So here is the volume profile, and you can see that we actually hit the point of control of the volume profile here, right? So we are definitely at an area of resistance, but on the chart in general, it therefore is a very interesting area because if you can pass it, potentially backtest it, it increases probabilities to move to the value area high of the range, which is at 70.9K. It's inside the target box that we have over here. Okay, that being said, let's cover Elliott Waves now. We're going to zoom out to the weekly time frame as always, because I do believe that having a good perspective of where we are really helps. Okay, also with emotions on the lower time frames, right? Okay. We are minute 17 and 30 seconds. So on the weekly time frame, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, finish 3, 4, 5. Potentially wave 4 is finished at the low that we have on that chart. We are looking for a wave 5 to the upside after then wave 4 bounced in the common target area for a wave 4 taken from the low to the high of 3, the 236 to the 0.5. Invalidation 0.618. Wave 5 should be an impulsive structure to the upside. So we're then looking for a 5-wave move to finish the yellow wave 3. After this yellow wave 3, we are expecting, based on Elliott waves, a sideways correction in a wave 4, which will easily take a couple of months, as this is a higher degree wave 4 compared to this wave 4, which already took over a month. And this wave 4 has a relationship with this wave 2, which also, of course, took a couple of months. Now, because this wave 2 is very shallow and long, it can mean that this wave 4, the rule of alternation in Elliott waves, right, has a higher probability of being short and deep. So a quick correction, deep and simple, potentially a zigzag. However, short will still probably be at least a month minimum compared to what we have here with this wave 2. So the bullish scenario has the highest probability. The bearish scenario would be a regular flat on the weekly time frame. In general, a regular flat is a rare structure, common target area for a wave B in a regular flat, 1 to the 105 from the high to the low of A. A common, more common target for a wave B is the expanding flat target up here, 1.236, 1.38, 98K, 121K, and then move back down. Now, of course, there is no sign of weakness at the moment. The probabilities locally on the 4-hour, we're going to cover that, are higher to also look for new highs. So therefore, probabilities are lower for this scenario. But for a wave C, you're going to be looking for price to take the low of 15K. Let's zoom in. Okay. So, 3-wave structure, finished. Most bullish scenario is a finished regular flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move to the downside in a wave C to finish a 3-wave corrective structure. A, B, C. Common target for C hit, the 1-to-1 from the high to the low of A to the high of B. And now we want to see impulsive structures to the upside. If we then jump to the 1-hour, we have actually touched the 0.382 now on the chart locally. But let me explain what you're looking at, right? We have a 1-2, 1-2, potentially a third, 1-2, and we want to see continuation to the upside impulsively. The first 2 hit the 0.382. Uncommon for a wave 2, but it is a target nonetheless. The second one hit the 0.5, taken from the low to the high here, which is a common target for a wave 2. And at the moment, locally, right, this is your target area for your wave 2 from the low to the high of your 1. And the common target for your wave 2 is not yet hit. It's the 0.5 to the 786. And this is where what I explained at the beginning of the live stream might play a role, that if there is the potential for a 5-wave here down and we get an ABC, hit resistance and then move down, we could be looking here for a zigzag in an ABC for a wave 2, hit the golden pocket, potentially the 786, and then continue towards the upside, right? Very much depends on if we can create a low time frame range here and see some proof of resistance, because at the moment we are just pushing. So let's wait and see. Now the uncommon target for 2 again, 382, has been touched. 886, very rare for wave 2. You don't actually want to hit it. And the invalidation is the low of this wave 2, right? Now, this scenario at the moment remains, having a higher probability compared to a second scenario. But in both cases, you're going to take this high probability-wise. Probabilities are higher to take this high here that we made earlier, before potentially the low at the latest stage. So both of the scenarios are aiming towards the high before potentially the low. And I say potentially the low as this diagonal that I'm going to show you would eventually move towards the downside. So what we're looking for here is our wave 1 and 2. These are the same. But then this wave 3 is a zigzag in a 535. Now, I gotta say, right, I've seen people chatting about a zigzag in here potentially and 3 waviness. So I don't really like to go to the 3-minute time frame. But there is an argument for a 5-waver, and I bet there's also clearly an argument for 3 waves. But this can both be an impulse. I don't know. I favor an impulse there instead of a 3-wave structure to the upside. It makes much more sense to me. But I've seen also an A, B, and I guess then people have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this being a wave 5 for then an A, B, C, which works, right? There is the opportunity there for a 3-wave structure to the upside. And that therefore gives this scenario at least some probabilities where we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 zigzag, 1 zigzag, 2 zigzag. Wave 4 should also be a zigzag. But at the moment, we only have a straight line down. So preferably, you're going to see something like this and then continue for your wave 5 to create a diagonal. Now, this diagonal preferably is a contracting diagonal where you're not hitting the lower trend line of the channel. That is why I like to work with channels whenever I'm looking at a diagonal, is because this is your invalidation for a contracting diagonal. And a contracting diagonal is the most common, highest probability diagonal. The moment you hit this lower trend line, we have to think about expanding diagonals, right? But an expanding diagonal is very rare, never preferred unless all of the other stuff fails. So therefore, I prefer to hold the lower trend line in this scenario, where the target area for your wave 4 is the box here, the 236 to the 0.5 taken from the low here of 2 to the high of wave 3, giving you a target area between 66.5k and 65.1k. So something to look for would be an ABC corrective structure and continuation. Depends on the resistance we see here, but that is definitely something I'm eyeing on at the moment. Okay. Also, if price does come back down once more, it also hits the common target area for a wave 2, right? So that is quite an area of interest for both of these scenarios, as the probabilities are higher to take the high before maybe later the low. And then we are looking for a zigzag in a 5, right? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 5-wave move in A, 3-wave B, and a 5-wave in a wave C, finishing 5 and therefore finishing the blue 1. And then we're looking for a correction down. Wave 5 is not allowed to hit the 1-to-1 here at 69.9k, taken from the low to the high of 3 to the, I put it on the 382, so to the 382, because wave 5 is not allowed to be longer than wave 3 in price. That would also invalidate a contracting diagonal. Now after 1, we want to see a 3-wave corrective structure in a wave 2 and then eventually continuation to the upside in a wave 3. So both of these scenarios, right, there is the potential here for an ABC resistor or a support and then move towards the upside in both cases, preferably taking the high before the low. Probability wise, that is the highest probability from an Elliott Wave point of view. Now, I already spoke about this 886 at the beginning. So we touched the 886, right, from the high to the low, increasing the probabilities that everything that comes after is part of a corrective structure and not an impulsive structure, which therefore also increases probabilities for a zigzag in a potential ABC here. Because on the 15, so this structure is not yet too clear, what I explained at the beginning of the live stream, very, like before I even started on the weekly time frame. But what I'm thinking is a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move, ABC, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure, hitting the, let me put this on the chart. Is it that value area? Oh, we now hit, yeah, there you go. We hit this value area high, right? Bit of resistance here, right? But hitting this one, which is in confluence with the golden pocket as well. So that is an interesting area, no, for resistance. But now we hit the first one that I circled, the first value area high. That is the one that we hit right now, which is this one over here, as you can see. So yeah, acting as a resistance. So there's the potential here for an A, B, and then a wave C to the downside before continuing to the upside. Yeah. So let's see what happens if price actually reaches these areas, because probability wise, right, don't forget about probabilities on the higher time frames. Weekly probabilities higher to move up. Bullish scenario has a higher probability than the bearish scenario. On the 4 hour, the probabilities are highest that the regular flat is finished compared to a scenario I'm going to show you in a second. And on the 15-minute here, also probabilities are higher to take these highs before the lows, but I'm not yet sure if we do that immediately now. I might actually prefer to see a better zigzag and then a continuation to the upside. I'm not interested in shorts because I'm more like a trend trader, I suppose, and probabilities are towards the upside on the higher time frame. So I prefer to look for longs instead of shorts. So yeah, I'm just waiting patiently and then see what price is going to do here. I actually have alarms here. I'm not sure if these have been triggered before though. So let me put an alarm here so we know what's going on. Okay, very, very nice. And then on the 4-hour time frame, the arguably bearish, but it's still going to be short-term bullish scenario is that this range is not yet finished. You're going to be in this range for a little longer. So now your regular flat 335 is only a wave A or W, and you want to see an X and a Y or a B and a C. However, in X or Y, we want to see a 3-wave structure, which we don't yet have. So therefore, probabilities are higher to also still move towards the upside in these scenarios. Of course, you can get a retracement, right? Potentially that diagonal, move down A, B, C in a wave X, or a bigger zigzag in a wave B. If you move up in a straight line, probabilities are higher for continuation because X or B need to be a 3-wave move. So that is what we have to look for. Common target area for X on the chart, common target area for B on the chart, right? For X, 66.7, 72.2, for B, 77.2, 79.2K. So also in this scenario, we're actually still expecting price to move towards the upside on the 4-hour. At least a 3-wave structure. Support resistance in the area. We have some resistance above us here, 68.2, 69.2K. Then we have 70.7, 72K. And then up here, 73.1, 73.6K. And below price, pretty much went over it at the beginning. We have a bit of a support area, support resistance area here, 65.4, 65.6K. Thank you to the YouTube comment writer there. Little bit of support, 63.8, 63.9, and then we have this blue box, 61.7, 62K. So let's see what price is going to give us. Now, if you want an overview of the probabilities, they actually didn't really change compared to this morning, even though we had a little bit of new information at least. Weekly, bullish, highest probability, 4-hour bullish finish flat. Right, even in a bearish scenario, you're still looking for a 3-wave structure to the upside. And on the 15-minute, we have the triple 1-2. I call it multi 1-2. That's a bit awkward. Should just call it triple. We have the triple 1-2 here / the diagonal. But in both cases, you actually still want to see this high taken first before at a later stage potentially taking the low, which very much depends on how you move towards the upside after you take the high. So yeah, that is the probabilities, and potentially locally we could have a zigzag here with a flat in wave B. So that is something that we can observe while we are here. We have some volume coming in, that's for sure. New York is awake. So let me put all my stuff back on the chart. It's going to be a little messy, which usually is not really something that you see on my chart, as I like very clean charts. But I just want to have, I need information in where we are now. So, okay, here's the daily and the point of control, bit of confluence as well. Still hugging the value area high here as well. So, yeah. Very nice, no? Let me quickly manage something here. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So we started streaming. Time for chatting and Q&A. We started streaming at like minute 17, or started the analysis at 17:30. There we go. Fit time zones for this cycle. Yes, I will go to the cycle chart. What price is that where you have put an alarm? It's just below the golden pocket. It's around 66.8k, I suppose, because we have the value area high here, or a value area high, and also the golden pocket. And where we are now, of course, we have a little point of control and a value area high. So because we don't have too much data here, there's no like clear horizontals or a naked point of control or a daily. I really like to work with value areas, volume profiles, which include value areas. So I prefer to put these on my chart because I'm really someone that likes to use volume. So yeah. Let me bump my own comment here and then pin it. I need to bump it because of the heart. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, with regards to the surprise for everyone, of course, for everyone, for the community, is having more insight in my trades and my way of trading. Probably gonna change. So this is what Flotty and I were talking about. Probably gonna change the Koens Trades channel. Instead of the P&L screenshots, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of sharing P&L screenshots, but I think instead of sharing that, what I'm going to do is, if I exited a position, either all of the take profits are hit or the stop loss is hit, I'm going to post it in there. It's pretty much the same as a P&L picture, but instead of a P&L percent, you can actually see trading view. You can see the position like that I had, and I think that is a lot more valuable than seeing this. Of course, I mean, you know, I'm happy, I'm doing good, and it's nice, but this doesn't add a lot of value. And I've been talking, so I already had like hesitation, right? That I mentioned earlier, like, yeah, do I really want to share this type of stuff, you know? And I think it's actually better that if I enter a position, right, and this position eventually, like, I have take profit, or for whatever reason I go out, stop loss is hit, stop loss break even is hit, then afterwards, that is when I share the position in there. It's almost like a P&L, but instead of that, I then use a chart. And then, of course, in the setups, that is where I share what I'm doing myself, and reasons for entering. So hopefully, people can learn something. So that is what we've been talking about, and I actually think it's more valuable. So yeah, let me know if you think that is a good change, because the P&L, no. Okay. Just sorry, guys. I'm as we speak, I'm also actively trading at the same time, actually. So I'm just making sure that I get some stuff done. Yep. Perfect. What a beautiful day. Okay, now I don't have to. Now I don't really have to manage anymore, because I've taken take profits, stop loss break even. We are good. So okay. Yeah, multitasking, yo. Okay, let me quickly see what happened up here. Mark Bogdan, what's up, Bogdan? Good to have you here. Kenny, I wasn't there for the giveaway, but rumor has it my name was called. What's up, Kenny? How you doing? By the way, Kenny, as you were in real estate in Canada, right? And one of the top brokers there, what do you now do in Portugal? Like, are you still in you said you're not in real estate anymore, but what type of industry are you part of? We're going for a new high, potentially, right? I do have a potential AB or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for potentially a flat A, B, C. But yeah, let's see. This move to the downside, I can count it as an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even though 2 hit the 886, sometimes it's the way it is. So I won't be surprised to move down once more if we do. And the most common target for wave 2 is the white box here, 05786, right? That's your common target. The 382 is less common. We didn't actually hit the common target yet. And for the diagonal, the 236 is less common, but then the area actually between the 236, 382, that's fine. Wouldn't mind hitting the 382, but yeah. Let's see. The trend is and probabilities are towards the upside. So, for a portion of the day, I was like, I want to try to get into a long. Bettina, welcome. New high, fake out, and reversal. We do have some resistance right above. Christian, welcome. Why, when using the volume profile, the point of control changes depending on the time frame you're using. Because of the amount of info the volume profile receives. So if you pull a volume profile on the daily time frame, your volume profile on a 15-minute time frame, when analyzing the same range, can change because on a 15-minute it has more accurate information. It has a lot more detail. So that is why it might change. Also, make sure that just to be safe in with comparing the two, your row size, of course, should be the same when you are comparing a daily, then in that case with a local range, if you use the 15-minute versus a daily. Now, I do recommend that if you have a lot of candles in my a very big range, I generally turn it up. So I have templates here, 148, 300, 500, 1,000, 5,000. And if I go to a very high time frame where we have a very wide price range, let's say I go to the daily, weekly, and I'm gonna pull a volume profile from 10K to where we are now, I'm probably gonna use 1,000. But in these local ranges, 148 is more than enough. I don't need, because look at the amount of detail. You can just look at how thick the different bars are. And this gives me enough information. If I put it on 5K here, it's useless. But 5K on a very high time frame where you're analyzing a very big price range, that's where it becomes useful. Christian, yeah, so that was question. Jen, welcome. Good to have you here, Jen. How you doing? Transnari, your hoodie too? I got all your names here, right? Yeah. I wrote everything down. Jose, how you doing? How are you doing? Now you're here. RS Miller, good morning. Mr. Sieb. That handstand push-ups only. I've done push-ups this morning, not handstand though. It's better, I think, with the new bitrate. Okay, good to hear. Well, that is my alarm. We keep pumping though, so at the moment it's just volume coming in and price moving up. No lagging now. No lagging. I also optimized. So we have an app of the Wi-Fi network here, and I optimized it before going live. As in, I just click on scan network, and if it says it's not optimized, I just click on optimize. Why can it not be a triangle? on the daily time frame. First of all, for a triangle, the daily time frame is too high. Wait, what time frame are you talking about? Of course, I'm anyway, you're talking probably about this. In that case, it's pretty okay, but it's still too high in my opinion, because you wanna be able to look at these subwave structures. So what many tend to do, and you'll see this online, is the moment I'm just doing this, right, disregarding price action here, the moment they can pull two trend lines, people are like, triangle. However, I think the triangle is probably one of the most misunderstood patterns in the whole of trading. And that is because the triangle has actually a specific set of rules. And if you know these rules and can recognize these rules, you can trade them very effectively. But more importantly, you know when the probabilities are higher for fake outs, which is of course the problem of the triangle, is the amount of fake outs it has. Now, a few tips and a few rules. One rule is at least 4 out of 5 waves, nice 5 Koen, have to be zigzag structures. And a zigzag is a 5-3-5 move. So a little bit of Elliott Wave theory, right? So you want to see a zigzag, a 5-3-5, impulse, correction, impulse. All of the waves can be, so 5 out of 5 can be zigzags as well. Secondly, right, as price is ranging, and you have your wave A and your B, and then you're looking for C, D, E. If one of the waves is not a simple zigzag in a 5-3-5 ABC, then usually it is wave C or wave D. By far most common, C or D are the ones that can be tricky. Double zigzag or a triple zigzag. They have to be from the zigzag family. Now here it is. This is a tip that I give myself. First, another thing. Volume tends to go down with a triangle. That's not a rule, that's a guideline. But generally, when you start a range and you come out of an impulse, it's very normal for any range to have a volume decrease. So, it's not really, that's probably also why it's not a rule. But here's a tip. I do not look at triangles, usually, after a wave D is in. So I want to see a wave A, B, C, and a wave D finished and looking for an E before I consider a triangle. And that is because up till wave D, other scenarios will have a higher probability. Either a WXY or a zigzag or other corrective structures than a triangle. So that's why I don't really cover triangles often, because usually by wave D, they're already invalidated. And on the daily here, if you're looking for a triangle, you're probably looking for, I can imagine this, where you have your wave A, B, C, D, E. I mean, I can't count this any different. You can't have this as a triangle because this wave went below this one, right? So you have your A, B, C, D, E, but C went below your A. That's not allowed. It's not allowed in a triangle. So I have to do this. But then you have your A, B, C, D, E. But you can see how big your C is compared to your one candle A. Proportions are not correct. So very low probability that is a triangle. Besides, oopsie daisy, that's a new page. Nice car. A, B, C, D, E, right? Massive C, and it then has to be a double zigzag as well. So we need a zigzag here, correction, and a zigzag here, right? Which isn't the highest probability as well on the lower time frame. So that is why it's a struggle to count a triangle here. Bum, bum, bum. Just putting it all back on the chart again. There we go. So we hit the golden pocket now. So yeah. Where's the next long entry? I mean, of course, depends on your plan, right? So depending on the plan or the strategy that you follow, you can try to look for long entries at in certain areas. I'm already long. I also shared it in the Koen's setups channel. Which is the public one, right? Everyone can see it. Gosh, I love smoothies. And yeah, the next long for me wouldn't be, I mean, it depends. Yeah, it depends on your plan. So my plan was, we're moving down. There is some support, but for a while I didn't really have the confidence to long here because I saw some bearish CVDs. But then after the swing failure pattern, I was like, okay, it might be interesting. And from an Elliott Wave point of view, probabilities are higher to take the highs before the lows. So I'm like, I want to look for longs, not shorts. And then I just try to see what price action does and decide if I want to join or not. And yeah, we still have a potential flat, of course, right? But if that's the case, I'm going to be looking for another long at a lower price, right? Now we are at the golden pocket here, from the high to the low and the value area high. Bit of resistance. What's volume doing? Volume is actually quite high, moving into this resistance here. And now we just wait for a range, because as price moves up and volume is increasing, from an Elliott Wave point of view, the recommendation that I always give is to wait for a range to form. Wait for a range to form. The range will give you all of the information that you then need. But yeah, make sure you have a plan, have a strategy, execute the plan and the strategy. If you do not have a plan or a strategy, then I recommend to follow 6 steps. And step 1 is try as many free tools as you can. Step 2 is find some of your favorites and build statistics. Step 3 is combine some of those favorite tools, right? Now you're building a strategy, you're combining them, and build statistics on the combination. Step 4 is tweaking, adjusting, add something, remove something, build more data. And step 5 is execute your strategy with a low amount of money and work on trading psychology. And then step 6, that is where you can increase your portfolio size. And that is how I've developed my strategy, not Elliott Waves, but my other trading strategy. So I will go to the cycle chart, Timur Polat, for you, but let me quickly have a look what's been writing here. So the alarm has been hit. Do you trade options? No. I do trade futures, but not options, though. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. I'm happy we all agree, because I'm not a big fan of that. I always remove these things in the group as well. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to remove all of the posts in that channel. And what I'm going to do is instead put the TradingView position thing in, right? So yeah, I can't do a whole explanation, of course, in detail, as that's also what happens in the Koens setups. But at least I can put it there, and people can puzzle, like, you know, why did I do that? Cheers, GB28. Cheers. Was it you? Because I see, so in YouTube Studio. Yeah, it was you. So in YouTube Studio, I see your handle, but not actually your username here. So it was you. Yeah. I was good. I put it on my chart. Yeah, exactly. Cool. If you have, yeah, that is also true, Andy. But I gotta say, if I have a losing trade, I mean, it's just part of the game, you know. Sometimes I have a losing streak. Yeah. You know, it happens. And now that I do things publicly as well, and already for months in Diamond, since October, but now, of course, publicly, I mean, it adds some pressure, but yeah, I also make mistakes, you know. I will also sometimes have a losing streak. But by all means, I'm, of course, now, and I mean recently I'm on a winning streak, not a losing streak. But yeah, I'm not a magician, but also not a financial advisor. So that is why in the Koen Setups channel, by the way, the link is the top link in the description. There I write why I enter, which for me is more important than just the position itself, because it's not signals, it's why. Why does he enter? What does he see? Why is Elliott Waves interesting here? And hopefully people learn how to trade Elliott waves, which many experience to be different. Like many have a problem with that. Cheers, yes, multifunctional. I got all the windows open. I just need to click around. Today I took my first trade using Elliott Wave. Film is still long, probably the same place where you might have taken it long. Congratulations, Abid. Congratulations, your first trade using Elliott Waves. You love to hear it. Welcome to the rabbit hole. I enter trade when the room is silent, the kids are asleep, the stars are aligned. Volume profile is king when trading. Yeah, man, I like it. I love volume profile. It's very useful. Have you ever wondered what you would do in life if Elliott Wave didn't exist? Yeah, Serega coming in with the how do you call it? Physiologic type of questions, like the thinking type of questions. I mean, what would I in life even if Elliott Waves didn't exist? Well, probably continue in either the gaming and esports industry, which is my background, as I am still a global keynote speaker. Right? Many people don't know, as we got so many new people on the channel as well. But my background for 17 years is the gaming and esports industry, where I've been a pro gamer, host on ESPN, had my own companies, worked with Kia, Vodafone, Spinning Records, and other companies, Populous. And I'm a board member of the Global Esports Federation and a global keynote speaker. That's what I do now. So all the other stuff was in the past. Professional esports player in Trackmania. If you know the game, press 1. I love that game, man. So yeah, now global keynote speaker, board member of the Global Esports Federation, and then yeah, trading, YouTube, fun stuff. Yes, seemingly finding support daily level and changing the marks from bearish to bullish. High probability for Bitcoin to move higher. Yeah, let's see. We do find a little bit of resistance here at the 786 golden pocket area, but volume is quite high. But we do, of course, know that wave Cs do like to end on high volume. So I like to wait for a range to form, see what happens. What is CVD doing? It's 15 minutes. There is bearish CVD divergences actually as well. So we have a lower high on price and a higher high on the CVD. But we also, do we have bullish here? Yeah. One second. Pop. I just continue to multitask. As I got some questions from Mr. Sieb, Rosie. There you go, guys. I answered it. I have good knowledge of Elliott Wave, but I can't catch the waves from starting. I always wait for last wave. Can you benefit from your note? Can you benefit from your? Well, yeah. So with Elliott Waves, I rarely ever enter at the low or the high of a structure, because usually I need to see some proof. I need to see price either invalidating something. I need to see other tools or things, you know, support resistance areas being passed, CVD, market structure, whatever. So generally, when trading, philosophical, thank you everyone. You're like my second brain. So commonly when trading Elliott Waves, I'm actually late. Right? So I think a great example, and I share this more often just because it's a good example. We had a low here on one of my target boxes, support resist. Do I still have that one? Yeah, so here we hit this area. But besides, it is a support resistance area I had on my chart, and also the golden box here. But I don't enter here. I wanna wait. I want to see some proof, right? So my first entry was actually in the range, and then price moves up, and then we had this range here, right? And then my second entry was here. So my first entry from the low is already a 4% bounce, but my second entry is a 12% bounce. Now, of course, I didn't know at that time. I mean, of course, we had the probabilities and we were looking for weakness, but there was no weakness. But at the moment, price was here and we didn't yet have all of this. We didn't know it was going all the way up. But I mentioned here, right, we have a potential flat scenario or bigger zigzag or continuation. But it means that for the flat and the zigzag, we need to see proof of resistance. But we didn't see any resistance. It just went up in a straight line, and I was like, hey, happy days, I just keep holding. So, and also over here, the first long that I entered here was somewhere here, which wasn't it's not the low, but that's where certain probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view changed. Yeah, you don't often see me take the high or the low. It's very rare that I do. I'm usually a lot more patient, and that also means that sometimes I will be missing moves, but I don't mind to miss moves. I'm over the FOMO and that sort of stuff. Only 3 waves. I'm gonna have a look on the lower time. At the moment, we're still ranging between the 786 golden pocket, but so far potentially 1, 2, and a 3. Would be looking for a flat. Is then wave C-ish, right? A, B, C, flat, golden pocket, 786, return. Let's see what the common target is for a flat here. In case we don't take the high, let's see. From the low to the high to the low. Oh, it is quite extended though. It's above the 2.618. It is a long wave C. Yeah, so it's above the common target area, which is between the two 1.618s. And the 2.618 is an extension target for wave 3, which it already passed. However, wave 3s sometimes can even go to the 3 or even the 4.618. We had that one time this year. We had a 4.618, and I remember where it was as well. Because it's so rare that it happens. Where am I now? 40. Quickly checking. Oh, yeah. That was a big one. A big one. There was another wave C, which was very, very long. Oh, here, this one. This was also this one. This is actually the one I had in mind. That the other one is a nice example as well. But this one was the 6th of June 2023 for a flat. You took the low, you move up, and later take the low. So we have a flat here. I think this was a 4.618. All right, from the low to the high to the low. Oh, 3.618. Okay. Pretty much 4 because it even passed the 3.618. So that it happens that a wave C is so long. So we trade probabilities, right? And we know, okay, the common target is this and an extension target is this. But there are these scenarios where sometimes a wave, and especially C's, can be very extended. Also, by the way, I actually think my my new t-shirts and caps arrived. If you allow me, I actually want to check if the package that my wife took from the door, if it includes the Koens t-shirt and the Koens cap, so I can show it to you. It's quite cool. Cheers, Dayan. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Good to see you like it. What book would you best recommend to learn Elliott Waves? In the description, if you scroll down, there is a lot of books in there, and the first book I believe I wrote there is the Elliott Wave Principle book from Frost and Prechter. That's the one I recommend with regards to Elliott Waves. Married with backpacks, they go. Only 2 times a 1 for Trackmania? Shit, guys. What's that? Oh. Want to keep chat on the screen. Yeah, I did I did write Married with Backpacks an email, so that he knows. Christian, so both of the lines are very relevant to me, right? So I use both blue and yellow, and it's mainly about context as well. So if you're at support, you trust the bullish CVD more than the other. Now, sometimes there's counter CVD, they counter each other, and in that case, I'm not a big fan of using it. But if one is neutral and the other one shows bullish or bearish, that's something that's interesting, especially if the context is right. Cheers, Christian. Any chances May Bitcoin reaches 62K? I mean, May, it's still April. 62, only in the diagonal. You need this. So yes, there are probabilities to hit 62, which would be the scenario that I have on my chart, where you're going to be looking for maybe another move down, but then a 3-wave up, 3-wave down, continuation. But that is the bear and then bullish scenario. The most bullish scenario is a couple of 1-2s here to the upside. So the probabilities are higher to take this low before, or at the high here before the lows. But the question is, what happens after? Because in a diagonal, you need to go down, of course. Yeah, obviously. I haven't seen the golden pocket since 1998. Sure, I was 6 years old back then. I also didn't see one back then. Teach a course on Elliott Wave analysis. I already have. It's the gold membership. Most people finish that in 1 month, and the membership, of course, is a monthly thing. But if you just, it's easily doable in a month, like the content there. So you can just do it for a month, be a member for a month, and then go either. Most people go silver, or you can diamond or exit, of course. So all my brains are in there. I played Trackmania about 10, 12 years ago when I was like 18 years old. Love to see it, man. Yeah, I played it professionally for 11 years, 2006 till 2018, pretty much. So, Rostam, is it possible that the recent low, 6.5, this one, is wave 1 in a 4-hour time frame and is now wave 2? In H4. Oh, low probabilities. Yeah, so you're okay, I get it. So you're still talking about the previous bearish scenario we had on the chart, the wave 4, and then you want to see a wave 5 down. Yeah, at the moment, not the highest probabilities for that scenario. For this to actually be a valid scenario, you really need price to go below 62 before we start thinking about that scenario. So in other words, you need to hold this high, right? And you then need to move at least now already below 64K for that scenario to be a scenario that I cover again. Yeah. Okay, so that being said, let me quickly look at the package that came in, because I think it's the new t-shirt and a new cap. I'm curious, and I haven't seen them myself yet, so I quickly want to have a look. Okay, be right back, I swear. Okay, we back. I got a box. Look at my nice one, eh? I got a box from Shirt Discounter. It's almost like an unboxing stream now. New Koen merch. I've never seen it. First time. Here. Oh boy. Oh yeah. 1 second. Can I quickly do this here? Yo. We got a cap. There we go. It arrived. It arrived. How about that? Woo! Nice, eh? Navy blue. Very nice. I gotta say, it is, I don't know, it is a little bit big for my head, or my head is just small. But it's you know, I have to put it over my ears. Because else it's, yeah, I guess my head is just not tall enough. So I don't know how it's gonna, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, there we know. Not bad, not bad. Really nice. Yeah, I do have to like, I can only wear it if the top of my ears are in the cap. So that is something that I don't know. I don't know if I, you know, I don't know if I like that, if you know what I mean. I'm using the webcam as a mirror. There we go. New stuff. By the way, we hit the 886. So probability is high to take this high sooner or later. Any move to the downside has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, increasing probabilities to take this high sooner or later. Very nice. So thanks, Kenny. Yeah. I mean, the logo has been made when I was still, you know, professional gamer and eventually had my company in the gaming industry. So that's why the O in Koens is actually a controller for the ones that haven't seen. So pretty much the logo that you see on, like, if you look at Koens, the O is this. All right. So this is an X. Yeah, I have no idea if I don't think I can even size the cap. Like, it's just like a standard. Yeah, I need to, I'm gonna, so I'm happy I got the cap. But it is a little big for my head. Even at the top still. I can probably like I mean, at least it makes sure that my ears are against my head. But I'm gonna do the research and stuff after, you know, with regards to the cap. I put my ears in my head too. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna order another one for me as well. They have a couple of like different caps, and it's all the same price range as well. It's just very, very difficult online to see like, yo, which one do I need? Now the cap that I have, the other one, right? This one doesn't touch my ears, which is why I actually really like it. But I guess this cap is it's not a bad one. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, the color is great, eh? I do love navy blue. Okay. So we're you know, we're doing many things at the same time during this live stream. Yeah. But now I still need the t-shirt, so hopefully I get another package. It would, I think it arrives today as well. How about Elliott Wave analysis on altcoins? I do altcoins every first Sunday of the month. So it's of course coming up. And yeah, then I put them in the playlist. By the way, follow this guy, X-Force Global. He is one of the few people, by the way, that I think are good in Elliott Waves. So if we go to, and you have Green Star Trading, which is cool as well. So Green Star, X-Force Global, and he just started his YouTube channel, guys. So give him a little bit of love. So X-Force Global, right? Cheers if you're watching. Give him a little bit of love. He's almost at 4K. He only needs 20 subscribers, and the guy's at 4K. But his analysis is really good. I rarely ever watch videos of other analysts, but I do like X-Force Global. And yeah, with regards to the altcoins, this is the place, right? So here you go. Altcoin Elliott Wave. So this was 2 months ago, but I was on holiday last month, so I couldn't upload another video, of course. And I only decided actually this month that I'm gonna make it a consistent thing. So yeah, with most of the streams are going to be Bitcoin streams, but sometimes we'll go altcoins as well. So yeah. If I want to enter a swing long till the bigger 5, where would be the best place to DCA? Bella, grazie bellissimo. From Italy, I can imagine. Welcome, good to have you here. Good to have you here. To answer that question, if I would have to DCA into a position, then as long as you do not take this high, it would be here for me. And this is the invalidation, both in the 1112 scenario as well as in the diagonal scenario. That's the most interesting area, where of course we are not sure what we're going to get if price moves up. So we could move down for the diagonal, but we can also continue pushing. And if price doesn't come back down here and your 2 is in, you continue pushing, you know, you're missing the boat. But this would be an area of interest from a Elliott Wave probability standpoint. But then the question is, of course, do you still come down once more or not? But that's only what we know once we take the high. And now that we took the 886, or we hit the 886, probabilities have just increased again to take these highs before the lows at the later stage. Or at some stage. So any move to the downside now has a high probability of being a wave C or Y, which therefore makes this area even more interesting if you do come down. That is of course the question. Now after an 886 touch, surprisingly price loves to retest the golden pocket. That's why I have it as a template as well on my fibs, the 886 and the golden pocket by itself. And we almost hit the 886, so it's, yeah. Today is the same day. Hitting the 886, move towards the golden pocket, and then we'll see, of course, what happens. There is a potential 5-way finish, I suppose, if we do look for a flat in an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. If we do move down, much higher probability it's going to be a wave C. So now we're at the golden pocket. So yeah, we have the potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bearish scenario would be that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, move to the downside, likely a wave C, find support, move back up. Bullish scenario is continuation. Wow. So yeah, that's probably, but I of course look at the chart from an Elliott Wave perspective as well. Nice wick, yo. Yeah, he does alts as well. But another guy for alts, so I don't trade alts. But because on Twitter I follow, I like Elliott Wave stuff. There is a guy on Twitter called Sensei Hoff. 1 second. No. Wait. There we go. And he does alts as well. He's probably almost at 20k followers. So yeah, very nice. He does a lot of alts. So I don't really follow alts. So I only know him, but I don't like look too much because I do Bitcoin mainly, and I only trade Bitcoin myself. So yeah, but I think Green Star Trading is a cool guy. His way of talking is always really funny. He's very direct. I love it. X Force is nice. Great guy as well. And yeah, that's pretty much, that's from an Elliott Wave point of view, the only two for me. Moon charts. Oh, I don't know. You also have Lara, but I forgot her surname. She is very, very analytical. But what I don't like, I don't know if she changed it back in the day, but it's pictures. It's a photo, it's a screenshot, and then the next screenshot and the next screenshot. So it's not a recording, if you know what I mean. Which is yeah, not as nice to watch for me personally. That's of course a personal opinion. So yeah, quite a wig, by the way. Doing everything at the same time. Ooh. We might actually get that wave C. Imagine. There we go. So what I do is I just like to make sure I manage my positions because of the potential A, B, and then a wave C to the downside, where I'm not too confident this is a finished structure. Just want to make sure that I do take profit, but I also leave still something running. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have enough running. But now that we hit the 886, probabilities at least are higher to take the highs sooner or later. So and at least I have taken my TPs. Yeah. 64,800. I need to cover my short. 64,800 head and shoulders, and you're probably looking for a short. Oh wait, you're probably looking for a shoulder, head, shoulder. 64.8 would be a wave C target, of course, in an A, B, and then a wave C to the downside to 64.8. But yeah, very much depends on the reaction here. We hit the 886, which is a B target. So yeah, that's something. If we do come down here, that would be nice actually. And yeah, then you might get close to 64.8. 64.8 is very deep though. You're gonna get close to the 886 in that case. So let's see. Yeah, the 786 is 64.8. That's your max target for potential 2, and it's below the target for a diagonal. So it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but well. That is also true, by the way, Mark. In the Discord channel, you actually have we have an altcoin section where there's a lot of activity here. So yeah, you can always hang out here as well with alts. We have Ethereum, Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is by far most active. Bitcoin is sometimes also general chat. Like you're in the Bitcoin TA channel and you see people talking about France, and then I pop in and I say, guys, you know, Bitcoin TA. A little bit of drinking ASMR. Oh, I've shorted 67k and I will close at 64.9 to go long. 67k. Oh, I see. If you have a plan, stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. Oh, Jillik. Christian, by the way. Hi, how you doing? Yo, Jillik, how you doing? You're great, my friend. 100k giveaway next year. 100k, I can't imagine, man, in a year. There's no way. Maybe we get close to, so we're talking at, so the end of this year, I think at the end of 2024, we might be maybe at like 2025 would be, maybe we can do another giveaway at 25, you know, you have 10, 25, 50, 100. And but 100k, if the growth would continue the way it does, it's, I don't know, it's start of 2026 maybe, you know. Any reason why you don't trade alts? Yeah, it's focus. For me, I very much live by less is more in a way. So it's time, and which is part of the reason of why I say focus, because Elliott Waves does take a lot of time, and doing a good analysis on one pair, you can't do that in 15 minutes. So if I want to do an Elliott Wave analysis on every coin in the morning to trade coins, it just takes too much time. While of course I also have other stuff going on with the memberships and Discord and the emails, and so I prefer to have less profit and analyze less charts. But actually less profit, not true. I think actually by having less, I earn more. By focusing on Bitcoin, my profit is probably higher than when I would divide my attention over many different coins. But I also just like to hang out in the community, spend time with the members, answer questions, reply to emails, which is also a big portion of my day, is just hanging out with all of you. Live stream. Yeah. So yeah, I like to focus, and it makes it a lot easier for me to just have one thing. Skykes, what's the target for C? If we're talking about a flat here, we reach the maximum target. Because if we are looking for a 5-wave A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an A, and then an A, B, C up, right? We hit the 886, and that's the max for a C. So now you want to see a move down in that case, if you're looking for a wave ABC. Because taking this high, and you would invalidate a zigzag. Salman, welcome. Kind profile. Just top for the day. Might give a little bit of struggle to Bitcoin if so. Target for C to the downside. I actually don't know if he means downside or upside, but in this case, your target for C is going to be actually pretty high. So you take a trend-based flip from the high to the low to the high. Your target is the 1 to the 1.236 most commonly, which is below the low and at the support resistance area that we have here. Extension target 1.618, which is relatively close to the daily and the point of control there, I suppose. For bullish continuation, yeah, that's what it's trying now. Godfather, how you doing? That Koens is looking nice. Of course, you're not talking about the hat, no? Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet. I like it, but it is too big for my head. So I don't know if they have a smaller cap, but I can't choose a size. So I need to have a look if there are caps where they have a sizing table, and you know, just got to measure my head and then see what size fits best. But it's actually mainly the ears. It's that, look, there's, I don't know, it's almost like I have no brain. Oh, here, look, I can just make a hole in it. It sticks. All right. And on the side, it goes over my ear. So I don't know, gotta. It's a nice cap. I really like the color. It definitely feels very good, but it's arguably a bit too big. It works. I mean, it does its job. ETH is fuming. You mean to the upside, I guess, in that case. As Bitcoin moves up, probably ETH is moving up. Very interesting resistance. This area, it was also the daily point of control of the bigger range. Yeah. That is here, correct. The point of control of the big range is also here. And if you pass that, of course, you have the opportunity to move to the value area high. But we do have resistance up, like coming up. So anyone shorting? Not me. I'm in a long. But that's no financial advice, because if you have a plan or a strategy, you should stick to the plan or the strategy. Yo, Mark, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. See you soon. I have a bigger head, so I'll let you know. I mean, everyone's different. Some people have a more round head or a a nutty shaped head. Like, who knows? What size? Yeah, I on the website there's no. This one didn't have a size, so I don't know. Let me have a quick look here. Nah, man, there's no. No, so there's no size with this one. It's just like a unisex. Everyone, like, cap for everyone. But they have other caps, so I'm gonna check that out. Francisco, how are you doing? What is your bias for the rest of the week? Well, take this high would be one of my biases. Even if we move down here, I would still expect this high to be taken, either directly or go down in the sea. And then you're going to make my life pretty difficult, because then we're going to have two scenarios. Volume is increasing, by the way, now, finally. But then we are going to look at either the most bullish scenario, which is a 1-2, right? Where potentially this 2 is then finished. And then you want to see a strong wave 3 continuation, so you're going to have a lot of upside. The other scenario is finding resistance for the diagonal here. But in both cases, you'll first move up before potentially seeing a lot lower, right? Like below 64.2. So yeah. And we do have resistance here. What's that? Oh, yeah. So we do have resistance. But if you pass this resistance, then probabilities are high to invalidate the diagonal, and then you're in a run. Then it can fly. But as long as you're below this resistance, I don't think the end of the week we're going to be down here. I think if we do move up, first of all, we need to move up in a 3-wave structure for a 5, by the way. So if we just do this, it's a lot more bullish. You want to see an A, B, C, right? A 3-wave move. So yeah, the end of the week, tough question. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if we're still around here by the end of the week. It really just depends on the reaction here. if you go through this in one line, I mean, you're gonna go higher. So yeah. Everything moving. Everything is moving. I have a prawn head. It might fit nicely. Well, that's a unique shape, eh? Yeah. For probably that's the thing, of course, with the hoodie and the t-shirt. You can size it. I just send the measurement table, and people are like, "Oh, this one." With the cap, it's like it's oftentimes it's a cap, so you don't really have a sizing table. Will you adjust your stop loss based on if it's a diagonal or not? I mean, my stop loss now is already break even, and if it is going to be a wave 3 to the upside, I'm gonna move my stop loss after a new range breaks to the upside. That's generally how I do it. So, for example, the biggest swing trade I had in the trend so far was from here. So I had one entry here and I had one entry here. Was shared in diamond back then. So what I then do, of course, you enter. My stop was below the lows here, and price moves. Now what I then wait for with regards to managing is prices moving to the upside. I just leave it at break even, right? And the moment we move like this, then I move my stop here. So there's a clear new range formed. You really break out of the range impulsively, and that is when I get interested to move it up. Yeah, and I sold here because I was getting married. This was 2 days before I got married, and I didn't want to be bothered with my positions. But yeah, usually when there's a bigger range, and it depends on Elliott Waves, I move my stop. Yeah. What's up, Alexandra? How you doing? Welcome. The Fox. Will it go down? Potentially, right? We can't speak in certainties in trading. There's only probabilities. But now, so for the people that just joined, with regards to probabilities, the 886 is very important. So any move to the downside now, well, we wait and see, but any move to the downside now has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, as the 886 is a rare target for 2, common for a B or an X. Which therefore means that after C or Y, you expect price to move back towards the upside to take the double top that it now left behind. Or we just continue. And that's difficult because after an 886, you don't really know. Because after an 886, you expect the highs to be taken sooner or later. So it can do that directly or first move down. But in both cases, a move to the upside is a lot more interesting than looking for a move to the downside, as it's probability-wise makes sense to look to the upside. But everyone has their own plan and their own strategy, of course. And yeah, we could move down, but I'm not interested. But that's a personal choice, of course, because probabilities are against me from an Elliott Wave point of view. I prefer to let price do its thing if it does want to go down, and then just look for a new long opportunity. So will you? Yeah. So got that. Answer that one. Is the program /chart being used free? What does everyone use to track? Godfather, this is TradingView. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. And it's an affiliate link, by the way. So if you do find it, actually TradingView is free. It's only if you go for a paid program. I don't even know how much you get through affiliate. I have no clue. Usually it's very little, but hey, if you want to check it out and you want to support. If not, just go to tradingview.com and oh, no, thank you. Test? Okay, I'm still there. this, yeah, it's TradingView, and it's you can use this for free. Yeah, pretty much everything. You know, there's of course indicators that you can't use for free, but most of it you can. Like most of the famous indicators can be used just completely for free. The only reason I have a paid version is because I wanted more alarms. So I like to set my alarms and know what's going on the chart even when I'm not there. Perhaps I should watch the training videos. Yeah, I don't really explain TradingView, but if there's any questions, you can always ask them during the live stream, and you know, I happily explain. Are we in a larger WXY still expecting a low below? This is too early to call, so it's one of the scenarios, right, where wave W is finished, shown in the analysis, by the way. So one of that's the bearish scenario now is a potential WXY or flat, but it's too early because wave X is unlikely to be finished. So in an X or a B, you still want a three-wave structure, most commonly a zigzag, 535, which so far we don't yet have. So if we do move below 59, it's probably going to take some weeks. Look for a low profile adjustable cap. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, okay, let me write that down. A low profile. I'm curious if they write that. Low profile. Where is he? Yeah, okay, so, I have no idea how you called it. Because the thing is, I always receive these caps when I'm a board member of the Global Esports Federation. And this one is from the Global Esports Games. And this was in, where was this? Istanbul. And it's a very nice one. So this is a low profile. Okay, I get it. Then at least I know what to, I suppose, look for. I'm not sure if they have it or if they wrote it down, though. So I pretty much answered this question as well. Got married the 3rd of August, won't be trading that week. Yeah, you just want to focus on everything that has to do with the wife to be and the marriage, right? So, and actually from an Elliott Wave point of view, by the way, because of course there's also Elliott Waves coming to it. So once we got this move to the downside here, right, we got a pretty much three-wave move to the downside. And price was ranging. I was like, so based on probabilities, I told Diamond, I had a feeling a range would come, or not a feeling because it's not feeling, but Elliott Wave wise, seeing that we had a range up, so a potential finished, right? 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. So I was like, yeah, I'm happy to just sell, get out of everything, focus on the wedding and the holiday. I didn't trade from here all the way to when I was back, 1 second, the 3rd here. So when I came back, price was literally at the exact same price. And I was gone for just over a month. I'm like, okay, you know, I'll take it. Just continue from there. So, yeah. Parabolic pump. Bonk. We got a bonk fan here. Hello, brother. I'm in a short position, 64,750, trapped from Sunday. Should I hold more or exit? These are always very difficult questions to answer, as of course I'm not a financial advisor. But I can of course share some tips, I suppose. First of all, and it's not always what you want to hear, but I guess sometimes that's good, that there's a couple of mistakes that have happened before we got into this scenario. So I can't say hold or exit. I can't give that answer. But what I can say is it's quite clear there was no plan or strategy with regards to a stop loss, right? Which should be probably your most important thing when trading, is know where your scenario is invalidated. So if this happens, I want to get out. And therefore, the mistake has been made before even entering the position. It is not having the plan, not having the strategy. That's the biggest mistake, right? Secondly, now we're in a scenario where win or loss, or in his case, of course. And now the question is, do we want to get out or not? Now, I know from my experience that if it is a big position and emotions are very high, for me personally, it makes more sense for me to get out, because I know it has a big strain on my emotion, on my psychology. However, that doesn't mean that price cannot go to, cannot go to 64,750, right? Of course, you can have an ABC and go to 64,750. But then the question you got to ask yourself is, hey, if you get out, like if it is a big position, you made a mistake, you're like, fuck, all that money. You made the mistake. Sometimes you got to take it on the chin, right? Bam, get the punch, take it, learn from it, never do it again without a stop loss, without a plan. That's why I always talk so much about planning. However, if price does move down, what's going to happen? You're probably going to be very angry on yourself. You're like, fuck, why did I sell here? I shouldn't have sold. I knew it was coming down. No, you didn't. Like I could have gotten out at break even, and I could have saved myself so much money. And that's what you're going to think. And I know, I've been there. That's going to be the thoughts. You're selling, price goes back to break even. You're like, fuck, why did I do that? Why did I sell? But the problem is not that you sold here for a loss, right? And that you missed getting out at break even. The problem was made before even entering. That's what I'm trying to say. So even if someone exits because of emotion, psychological stress, whatever it is, the amount of money in a loss, even if you exit and price goes back to your break even, you can't be angry for exiting the position and be like, oh, next time I'm gonna hold. No, next time you need a plan. Next time you need a strategy. Next time you need a stop loss. Next time you need to have data about your strategy and your probabilities, right? So next time you're not gonna be in this scenario. That is the plan. So that is all I can say. Now, I don't know if someone wants to sell or not. I don't know how much money you're playing with, how valuable it is for you or your family. I don't know. But I do know that you should learn from this lesson. And if it's a lot of money, never let it happen ever again by having a plan. Which is most important. Have a plan, guys. Have a stop loss, have an invalidation. Even if you don't even want to use stop losses, which I very much recommend you do, have a plan. Have an invalidation. Right? If this happens, I'm out. Take the loss. And if the stop loss is hit, just take the L. Because there is no trader that has a 100% win rate. I don't have a 100% win rate. I'm doing well for myself. Based on the data, absolutely, but it's you will have losses. But that's the thing. If you track data about your strategy and your plan, you know your win rate, which means that if you have a 50% win rate or 60% win rate, you're gonna have 40 losses according to your plan. But it becomes much easier to take the loss if you know that you just follow your plan with every new setup. And it's just one of the losses. But you know that if you trade that same setup 100 times, you're going to walk away with profit. So it makes a lot more, it calms you down psychologically and emotionally, because now you're trading statistics and not the emotions. So what I have, I always talk about 6 steps to build a trading plan or a strategy, which will, if you follow the steps, you have such a great probability of being consistently profitable. But a lot of the steps are about collecting data, right? Step 1, try as many free tools as you can. Step 2, find your favorite tools, build statistics on these individual tools. Step 3, combine some of these tools, build more statistics on the combination. Now you're building a strat. Step 4 is tweaking and adjusting the tools, build more statistics. And then step 5 is start with a low amount of money, work on your trading psychology. And step 6 is upping the budget, right? Now, a lot of those steps are also about statistics just because it will help you so much in your trading. The biggest problem is that most people don't want to track statistics because it's exhausting, it's boring, it takes a lot of time. You're going to be sitting there for a year building a strategy. But if that's the mindset, then you're not in it for the long run, right? So if you don't want to offer up or put time for like 6 months into developing a strategy and slow down the trading, of course you can still trade, but slow down, put a lot of time in building a plan, so that after 6 months, once you have a plan based on data and emotionally you're good because you also have data, you're going to profit from that plan for the next 10 years. But what many people don't want to do is track statistics. So they're going to be not profitable for 10 years, right? Because they just do something, but they have no idea. And then they follow that person or they follow that person, which is no problem. But the best thing that you can do is know why you want to enter, right? Why here? Why this setup? And yeah, if you have data, statistics, a strategy, it will really help you. It will really help you in trading, mentally as well as it will reflect in your portfolio size, because it's going to go up. Wow, there you go. Cool. Arbuzny Sock, how you doing, man? Actually, Arbuzny, you're on my agenda today. Did you know? You're on my agenda today because on my agenda I have reply to you in Discord. So there you go. Still got a reply. Long on Bitcoin, trade safe, manage your position very well, and don't forget to don't forget to TP if you want to, or have your stop loss managed, right? manage trade. Take some TPs and or if you try to get a runner, just once price really starts running, stop loss break even or whatever. It really depends on the plan. Cheers, Mohammed. First time I see you with cap in the front, not back. Yeah, I know, but that's also because I actually have like the logo at the front, which is fun. It's nice, I think, to like if I would wear my hoodie with Koens here, I wouldn't mind. Just get another cap or turn the cap around. But now it's nice. It's a nice sync between the logo and the webcam, I suppose. Yeah, it's very neat. It literally arrived an hour ago, and I just wanted to check if it indeed was the cap. I think I should also receive the T-shirt today, but I'm not sure. Raquel, how you doing? Raquel Brimon from the Philippines. There's many people from the Philippines here, right? Thanks for being here. Yes, true, but I try my best and learn how to control myself, and patience is best. Patience is very important as a trader. Absolutely. Wait for your setups, wait for the chart to show you what it wants to do, and jump in when you can tick your boxes. Bearish CVD, I guess on the 3-minute time frame, we had, or we still have, because it didn't yet play out, some bearish CVD, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, yes. And also on the 15-minute, I don't think we took the high here on AGGR, no. So you also have a lower high on price and on AGGR on blue. We just missed out on... Oh no, we don't have bearish CVD divergence. No, so we do have locally though on the 3-minute time frame. So yeah, if price does come down, higher probability it's a wave C. Just gives a better opportunity to look for a new long though. Doesn't the whole problem with psychology solved by just using stop losses? Well, having a stop loss is one, but don't forget about all the other psychological things like greed and fear and wait. Okay, guys. As price is moving. coming. So what you're gonna probably struggle with in your career as a trader, if you're serious, is a few of these. Greed, fear of missing out, fear of losing, fear of mistakes, fear of failure, tilt, right? Hating to lose, mistake tilt, injustice tilt, revenge trading, entitlement tilt, confidence problems, right? Overconfidence, lack of confidence, cognitive illusions and biases, perfectionism, desperation, hope and wishing, discipline problems, right? Impatience, boredom, overly results-oriented, distractibility, laziness, procrastination. Those are just some of the things that you might struggle with in your career. And a stop loss will not cover all of these things, right? Like if price is moving down towards your stop loss, how many people close before it actually hits their stop loss, before it hits the invalidation? They're like, it's moving towards my stop loss. I better just save that final bit of money and just exit. And then price goes towards the P, and then you have to. Or revenge trading. Your stop loss is hit. You want to get back in. You go to the lower time frames. You up your position size and your leverage. You want to try to make back what you just lost, and So, yeah. These things are important. And by the way, the book that I have, that I just got it from here, The Mental Game of Trading, Jared Tendler. I swear it's in the description. Link is in the description. This is the best book I have ever read about psychology in trading. I really, really enjoy this book. It also gives you a system, right? A step-by-step system for mastering trading psychology. Gives you a system, get to work, get the notebook and the pen out, work on your psychology, right? It's very important, as most people, once they have a strategy, they lose by psychology. And in the beginning, usually your psychology is not really there yet. So, of course, the links in the description are affiliate links. If you want to support the channel, you can always buy a book by clicking that link. If you don't want to support the channel, just Google it online or your local store. But The Mental Game of Trading is a very good book. I read it twice, and the third time I made a summary of the book, and then the fourth time, that is when I started to do the exercises, as I had a feeling I really got the hang of it. So that is why in the book I also have these things for the pages. Emotion eats you up. Yes. It's my biggest weakness was, and nowadays it's a lot less, but still, if I make a mistake, it's usually psychology related. Yeah. Have you backtested your strategy on the bear market, or have you traded it there? Yes. Funny enough, that's actually where it started to develop. that's where I tracked all the data, and the beginning, of course, of the bull market as well. So both markets works both ways, no problemo. 15-minute bearish CVD, one candle. Yeah, so for me, this is not the CVD that I would like to use because it's too high time frame for just two candles. I then like to go to the 3-minute. Right, so I have more detail, I see what's happening, and then I'm like, oh yeah, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. So I would prefer the 3-minute compared to the 15. Bearish CVDs have played out now though. So that's good. Let me actually copy the image here. And, oh wait, 1 second, because I quickly want to update silver here. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to write about the 886. Okay, very nice. Oh, wait, sorry. Well, you were looking at my face there. Okay. Greg, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. The chart has an algorithm. We trade with bots. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't really care what I trade against or who or what. I just trade and it works. I'm not involved with external factors. If I make a loss, I have myself to blame. If I win, I have myself to congratulate, I suppose. So I never look at external like who or what or AI or all that stuff. Yeah. I guess there's many opinions about what the market is. Sarega, did you start studying Elliott Wave when you didn't have a full-time job? Well, I actually never had a job. I've always been an entrepreneur since I got out of school. It's hard to start studying Elliott Wave deeply and practicing when you have another job. Yeah, so I suppose so my career in a nutshell is and I'm going to start a bit later. So I was a medical student at the University of Amsterdam. And besides being a medical student, right, and we're now talking 2017. Yes. That's when I started with the Master of Medicine, by the way, which is the 4th year. So I already had 3 years of university. Now, I started as a professional gamer in 2007. And because of that career, I got into television. I'm interviewed in the media in the Netherlands quite often on television or the newspaper or on radio or those type of things. And then companies wanted to work with me. So I had to make a decision where my career in the gaming and esports industry was growing. As the industry was growing, I was growing with the industry, if it makes sense, right? And I was in the media a lot, and people get to know you, companies get to know you, they want to work with you. But I had no time because I was at med school. So what I eventually did is I took a sabbatical, a 1 year off, and I said, okay, I want to have the opportunity to work with those people for 1 year, see if I can make enough money. If I can, of course, I didn't tell them. If I can, then I might continue being an entrepreneur. And if I can't, I come back. And if I came back in 1 year, I was allowed to continue where I left off. So I became an entrepreneur, started my own business, didn't know shit about business. I don't have an entrepreneurial family background. And that's where I started. So once COVID hit in 2020, I was already a speaker. Of course, all the events were canceled, so I had to do webcams, like speaking gigs and stuff. But a lot of the companies closed. A partnership with Porsche went out the window. I was talking to Vodafone also, another for a second partnership also went out the window. Events that were planned during summer went out the window. But in that year, I still earned enough money to just sustain myself and perfectly fine. But that is the year in December 2020 when I got in touch with a show that's called Bots TV. And they invited me to be the host of their show. So in Jan, I started learning about the financial market, and it was focused on Bitcoin and the crypto market. So I started learning about crypto, and that's when I got into the charts. So in January 2021, where it was COVID and I had a lot of free time in my agenda anyway, I got in touch with trading. Of course, absolutely sucked at it. By the way, my first trade was a very big win. That's how it goes. And then you lose everything after. So in February, that's when I got in touch with Elliott Waves. And since that moment, since I saw someone sharing in a DM, so someone I know shared something about Elliott Waves to me, I was hooked. And that's when I started studying relentlessly every day. And I had a 2-month break of studying Elliott Waves, which was Q4 in 2021. I think it was October, November, because I was really pissed that I couldn't make it work. Yeah. But then I got back to it, and then you learn something new and you're like, oh, so it's ups and downs. But I had a lot of time because COVID. I was home as an entrepreneur, and I'm a global keynote speaker. So as a speaker, I don't really, I show up and I talk about my expertise, but it doesn't take too much time, which is a luxury because the pay is good, but the time is very small. And that gave me the opportunity to do the TV show, but also just study Elliott Waves every day. I put more time in learning how to trade and Elliott Waves than a full-time job. I just did it from the morning till night, morning, night, morning, night. Oh, then a little speaking gig. Okay, morning, night. So, yeah. I don't know. Like Elliott Waves is a lot of information. It's a lot of theory, and it will take a while. So I started to feel very comfortable with Elliott Waves after about 1 year and 3/4, almost like 2 years in. That's when I started to feel like, yo, I'm actually getting really good in doing this type of thing. Yeah, but that's also because I've been at it for 2 years, except for the 2 months break every day. So with a full-time job, it's definitely more difficult. But if it's just like building a business, right? In the early morning or in the evening or in the weekend, set some time aside in your planning to study Elliott Waves for an hour, couple of hours, write things down, get a notebook and a pen, draw the scenario. Wait. Yeah, you want to see my first ever drawing? I actually showed it on stream recently. My first ever drawing of Elliott Waves was in this notebook. I still have all of my notebooks, and it was this. This was my start in Elliott Waves in 2021 February. This is my start. Impulse corrective. That is where I started, and that's where we're all gonna start. I had no idea. Here I wrote down. I can show you all this stuff as well. So here, this is the one page, and then here Elliott Wave plus Fibonacci, basic principles, then some Fibonacci stuff. Like that's where we start, and I drew all the different scenarios in my notebook and then the rules with it. And then it's about implementation, trying to understand it, because what you read in the book and on websites, the chart is not that perfect in real life, right? So that makes it, of course, more difficult, but that's where experience counts. So find some empty charts, try to do some Elliott Wave counts on empty charts once you got the theory down. Use the website I have in the description, which is not affiliated, everyone, but this is a brilliant website, if I have to say so myself. Elite Currency, it's the only one I have in the description. So it's free, you can just use it. It's great. Read this, by the way, read this. And so you understand the pictures they share. And there's a lot of info here, right? Study, and then implement. And yeah. So in the description, you have the link to the website. Elliott Wave Detailed is the bit.ly link. So yeah. And that is how I got the hang of Elliott Waves. Yeah. In hindsight, like I'm doing Elliott Waves now for 3 years and 2 months. Now and I guess that in a way, once people see the videos I do and the live streams, my scenarios are very organized. I have my folders. It's almost like a bit like a PowerPoint show, right? This scenario and this scenario. It's also because I'm a speaker, so I tend to do like separate scenarios per slide, if you know what I mean. But it's also organizing your chart, which really helps with Elliott Waves, is to have a structured object tree, not have 10 scenarios on your chart, have one scenario on the chart per folder, right? So one scenario per folder. It will help you so much to realize what's going on. Yeah. And something that helped me a lot is these templates that I made with the common targets, right? Common target, rare targets, just targets per scenario. The normal fibs, everything. You see, it's all in here. And also the trend-based fib extension. Look, this helps a lot. Put some time in getting this down, and it will make your life so much easier, because you don't have to remember. So of course I remember all the targets, but it creates a very neat working space, and you can very quickly, especially in the beginning, you can very quickly get the right fibs. You might not remember what the common target is for a zigzag, but then you just click here and you're like, oh wait, that's it, right? Or for a WXY triple zigzag, or a wave 5 target, or an extended target for wave 5, which is the 1.618 taken from the low of wave 1 to the high of wave 3 to the low of wave 4. You don't have to know all the details, but it helps you to learn Elliott waves quicker and more precise. And if there is one thing that I would have done differently in my Elliott wave learnings, it would have been that, because I only did that after 2 years. I would have started putting the fibs in place, putting my templates in place, right? Putting the templates in place, putting the fibs in place, while actually studying each scenario. Gosh, it makes your life so much easier. It's the biggest tip I can give. It's like it really helps. It really helps. Yeah. So yeah. Cheers, Swaxe. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a store or whatever yet. I mean, it's gonna be giveaway stuff. But yeah, I the only thing so it's a great cap. The quality is very nice. It's very good, very solid. I'm very happy. But it is a bit big for my head. So I don't know, I don't know your people, like your head for the giveaway winners as well. But I'm going to check if there's a low, what was it? Low profile adjustable cap. So a lower one. Because now, you see, it's on top of my ear. I also have to go to the hairdresser, by the way. It's about time. Shall I go for a French cut? What was it? I saw it. It looked pretty nice. Yeah, look sharp. Anyway, the bull market support band is around 52, 53k. You still think it won't go that low? Not at the moment. Probabilities are higher to first move up, but you can get there if we extend the range GOG in a WXY or a flat. So if we go to the 4 hour, you might actually take the high first, 74k, before going down there, saying this. But yeah, you would be looking for this, right? As explained in the analysis. But then for a wave X, you're looking for a 3-wave structure, as well as in a wave B, which at the moment we don't yet have. So probabilities are, in both cases, bearish and bullish, higher to first move up. And then in the bearish case, you want to move down. But that very much depends on the reactions we get. So at the moment, it's not yet the highest probability, based on the information we have now. Iliagos, how you doing? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. I saw your email as well. Damalovit, there's loads of good Elliott Wave theory sites to help with people looking to learn. Yeah, I suppose there's more than one, but be careful with some websites, as they not always have the correct info. And then you're learning wrong things, and then later you have to adjust it. And I've been there as well. So that's why I recommend this website, as I know that the info there is actually very good. And you can always add certain things from other websites, but this has been my favorite website that I found myself. It's not 100% complete, but I guess for 95% it's good. And then, you have some stuff too. Alex, what's up, man? Alta gang? How you doing, Alex? What's up? All the way coming in from Canada. Actually makes me think, Alex, what exchange do you trade? Like, I got questions from people from Canada and the US, like, what platforms I know. I don't know. Like, what do you use? If you're living in Canada or the US, what do you use? Coinbase? Okay, with the VPN. I see. Okay, so you go to the more traditional exchanges. Yeah, Kraken is one. Yeah, but MEXC is not allowed in the US, right? At least in the restricted countries of MEXC, I believe the US is written there. Let me write this down. So, of course, you can use either VPN, but then I believe you can have Coinbase, you guys say, Kraken, Binance. Does Binance work in the US? It's one of the few. Okay, so I heard about Kraken before, but I think with MEXC, it's a restricted country. Coinbase. Kraken does not have futures in the US. I'm going to note this down because I get this question sometimes, but I can't really answer it. Thank you, by the way, for answering my question here. I use MEXC in the USA. Wait, you do use MEXC in the USA? MEXC restricted countries. United States. Oh wait, this is CoinWire. That's data wallet. Prohibited countries. Let's have a look here. North Korea, Cuba, Sudan, Syria, Iran, United States and Canada, altogether referred to as per. So United States and Canada are in that list. Same with Bing X, by the way, which is what I use. It's also in there. So I wonder, Dave, do you use a VPN yourself? What is this thing that US blocks that? Yeah, I don't know. Maxi says no to my IP. Yeah, I can imagine it's for most people. Because it's the restricted country list says United States. So that's an interesting one. So Coinbase and Kraken and Binance, are those the ones that work? Fairdesk is good. Fairdesk. No, oh wait. I know Fairdesk. Fairdesk sends me a lot of emails like, yo, we want a partner. Yeah. But I don't know Fairdesk good enough to say yes, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know what are very trustable. I know Bing X, so I trust Bing X a lot because I've been there for a long time. I know Bybit from the past. I know Binance from the past, but Bing X is my favorite. And I've been using it for a very long time now, way before YouTube. What is this? Yeah, so that's also interesting, eh? With the US doing that. Maxi says no good days. Oh, Brendan. If we're still waiting on a wide back up to take the high, are we then in our X wave? Wave X does not usually take the low. Wave X is usually a zigzag in a 5-3-5 where you don't want the low to be taken. So Wave X most commonly does not take the low. Binance is restricted in Canada. Oh. Restricted in Canada. Okay, no, Canada. Maxi scam, no KYC. I mean, some platforms have no KYC, right? So I'm on Bing X, which is you don't need to KYC to use everything you want to, and I think you can withdraw till 50K being no KYC, which for most people I can imagine is enough. But I didn't hear like bad stories about Maxi per se. But I'm also not really part of crypto Twitter. I have no idea what's going on in the world of platforms. No futures. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, so it is no futures. Did I write that down? Oh wait, I wrote it behind Kraken. Well, I need to put it at Binance. So Binance has no futures and it is restricted in Canada. That's not a great pick for Canadian. Have a great trading day. Rudy, welcome. Nice. Time to go home, right? Chill, sit behind the charts, learn some new stuff, maybe some Elliott Waves as well. Welcome, man. Good to have you here. What do you do, Rudy? What do you do? Elia, on the 15-minute, does this C wave probably unfold right now? Does it have to hit the 1-to-1 or would it be also about to stop at the lows? It can move to the daily. That's an extension target. So from the high to this low. So we look at this as a flat, right? From the low to the high. And then your common target is the 1 to the 1.236. And the 1.618 is less common compared to the 1 to 1.236, but wave Cs like to extend, so it's not weird to go to the 1.618. which is indeed at the bottom. It's close to the daily point of control, and you also have the 786 there. Yep. Fair desk, no trouble so far. I see. Interesting. US exchanges. I love Bybit the most. BingX is very good too. Yeah. I started on Bybit. I don't know. It's already a long time ago when I changed to BingX, because I started with Binance because when I educated myself about the industry, I started with Binance Academy. So that's where I started. And then Bybit was next, and then BingX was next. So I just like I like the window, I like the platform, the liquidity is good. So yeah, I enjoy it. What's up, people? We're live. Kraken is fine for Germany, future seas. Yeah, but in Germany, like, there's many platforms that you can use in Germany, but the US is always a struggle. So when people ask me, and they live in the US or in Canada, they ask me like, yo, do you know anything? Or I'm always like, I have no idea. But now I have, so Coinbase, Kraken, and Fairdesk, no problems, and Binance, no futures. But I mean, most traders use futures. Yeah. BitGet, not bad, not perfect. Okay, BitGet also. Adam, how are you doing, Adam? What's up? Welcome, good to have you here. So, Maxi is absolute B-book exchange trash. Binance has futures. Yeah, but in the US, we're talking about the US in particular, which is a bit of an issue with exchanges. You run a transport company. Entrepreneur. Sometimes driving myself, sometimes just paperwork. There you go. I love entrepreneurial stories as well. But that's nice. Transport company. You're in a good industry, and it is an industry with a lot of innovation as well. It must be a difficult industry as well, though. Yeah, most platforms start without KYC. So Qcoin you can use in Canada. Qcoin Canada. Can you also use Qcoin in the US or not? We're not allowed to purchase using YouTube here in Sri Lanka. Oh. And Runako, Patreon? Is Patreon allowed, or is that also not allowed? Interesting. Coffeeholic, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? This guy, he's so excited. Coffeeholic. Welcome, man. Okay, so I have a bit so if you guys, it's actually interesting. Many people in the US still have quite some options. What is like the best platform for US traders? I got like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, but no futures in the US. Fairdesk, BitGet, and Qcoin. I mean, what is like the most trusted? I know Kraken is very big, or Kraken. Coinbase, of course, is very big, but I never traded on these. Neither will I, but I do want to give people that ask me about a platform a good tip from you guys. So if someone comes to you, or in this case to me, but to you, and says, I'm from the US or Canada, and I want to trade on a platform, what do we recommend? What do we say? I don't know. Cheers, Ranako. Have a look. Maxi, I think, for futures. Coinbase and Binance are the best and the biggest of the world. Yeah, Coinbase is very famous. Trying to figure out how to put the stop loss and TP leveling. So I never traded on Coinbase, but if you enter a position, Rob, try to click on your position and drag your mouse up or down on most platforms, you will automatically then move a TP if you move into the direction of your trade. And if you move down, you put a stop loss. It's one of my favorite tools that I like to use. It's just enter position, mark it quick, and then drag my stuff. When you search for P charts, that's an interesting one. P. Do I have to put a dot there or not? Oh, that doesn't matter. P charts. I mean, that's probably Binance then. How long it takes you to start getting good position in streaks? Not sure, Murtaza, what you mean with in streaks. But for me to enter a good position is always in one go. Because I enter market. Most commonly, I just enter with a full position that is based on my stop loss size, length in percentage. 1%, risking 1% most of the time. Sometimes lower, never more. FTX. Tell them to get the Palo ID and they can trade on Bybit, crypto payment. Ah, I see. Oh, yeah. I heard about this one. I will try that. Oh, like this. Oh, lol. Bybit, OKX, ZoomX, Deribit, Binance, BitGet. Ranako, created BingX day before yesterday. Really nice platform. Thanks. Pleasure, man. Pleasure. And also welcome to the team, eh? Thanks for supporting the channel as well, Ranako. Streaks means getting winning positions again and again. Oh, you mean, so how long it takes you to start getting good position in streaks? Well, sometimes you have a winning streak of 10 trades and sometimes you have a losing streak of 10 trades. But as long as overall you're a profitable trader, you're fine. Now, in my case, luckily for me, I have more winning streaks than losing streaks. Right? So, yeah. So, of course, a streak starts with winning one. And I also think it's a lot about patience, knowing a plan or having a plan, having a certain strategy, which helps you with execution, and then follow the plan. Yeah. So getting winning positions again and again. Yeah, it's trading the probabilities. Yeah. So of course I also have losers, but my winners outperform my losers, right? If I lose, it's 1%. And if I win, it varies. Sometimes a win can be small because I have the good direction, but I don't see what I want to see. So then I take some profit and then stop loss at break even gets hit. But I also have runners that are 1 to 20, 1 to 30 with Elliott Waves. So, yeah. And those are, of course, the ones that are the nicest. I mean, But the small ones are important. It's about management. I prefer to get out at break even and then get back in again than losing. So it's all about management. Yeah. A short Bitcoin analysis. Well, the analysis, of course, has been done up here, but probabilities locally, right? On the weekly time frame, higher for upside. On the 4-hour time frame, higher probabilities for a regular flat wave C to be in, price moving to the upside. And on the 1-hour time frame, we are looking for this high to be taken before this low. And also with regards to probabilities, we now hit the 886, increasing the probabilities taken from the high to this low here. Increasing probabilities that any move down is a wave C or Y, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take the high. So we are looking for price to move towards the upside. Even if you do move down into support, we have over here, let me actually remove this, we already hit this. We have a small support resistance area here, 65.4, 65.6 daily, together with the point of control here as well. But probabilities are then higher. You're looking for a C or Y and then to move back up again. So because we hit that 886, or we just continue towards the upside, of course, no problem. But that's pretty much the summary. Yeah. I have to go soon though. Do some other stuff, and also we have another YouTube video usually in the evening. So it's nice to have a little bit of time between the live stream and the next video, so that maybe there's some new stuff to talk about as well. Hiop, in regards to your position sizing, since I saw you sometimes use leverage, yes I do. Do you size approximately to reach? Yes. Or do you leverage your 1%? No, so you said to reach 1% again. Yeah, so I use leverage to be able to risk 1% of my portfolio. Right, so so I use the leverage to get to the 1%. However, because it is possible for me also with Elliott Waves and my day trading strat that I have multiple positions, I usually have either 5x or 10x leverage, but that's not to increase my position size, if you know what I mean. I use the 5x or the 10x, still risking 1%, but I keep more money to also trade other positions if there are other opportunities. Because my stop loss is never so far away that with the 10x, it hits liquidation. So I always risk 1% or less, but the 5 or 10x leverage I use is mainly to be able to enter more positions if I wish to, if there's more opportunities. Anyone using copy trading? Dave, copy trading is a great way to turn 1K into $100. I know I've never done copy trading myself or have been a copy trader really. So, hey, Dumpy Booty Boy, we're at 101. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Christian, if we do go down for wave C or wave Y, the target area commonly for both is between the 1 and the 1.236, taken from the high to the low of A to the high of B. The 1.618 is an extension target, which is down here. So this gives you a target between 65.9, this low, and 65.6, extension target around 65.1K, which is also close to support down here. If you at least move down in a wave C, of course, that is. Because there's no guarantee that this is a potential 1, 2 and continuation. So, yeah, I'm just waiting patiently. If we do come down here, it just gives a potential long opportunity if I see what I want to see. So if there's proof of support, I might be interested. Ur, how you doing? How you doing? I wanted to say Ugor, but I remember you said Ur. It's Ur. But yeah, welcome, man. Good to have you here again. Welcome. I gave you the right role in Discord. So on the left side, I still have to reply to most emails, but on the left side in Discord, you can see the gold channels now. So I am the lead trader. Samir, are you the trader or you are the biggest investor in the copy trader, if you know what I mean? Maybe a Band-Aid. How you doing, man? Split my milk. Welcome. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Okay. Wow. What a live stream, no? It is time for me to answer and reply to a couple of more emails. So, also, by the way, YouTube was late. They gave me the notification. You reached 10K subscribers. And they gave it like today, I believe. We're almost at 10.2K now. So they're late, YouTube. You got to pick it up. Got to pick it up. Been trying to go through emails. Yeah, I got to do the same, man. Yeah, but as a copy trader, of course, you earn money. So I'm not sure if you're now promoting yourself here, trying to get more people to invest in your copy trading to get commissions. But everyone for themselves, I suppose. But yeah, as a trader, of course, you earn money if you win or lose because of the commissions as well. Oh no, wait. You get a partial profit, I believe. What was it? I think if you win, you get a small percentage of profits from followers, but I guess that's based on fees they pay and not the actual profit of them. But yeah, I don't know. What amount of leverage should we use to ensure smooth trading? I wouldn't recommend going above 5. But that's personal. Some people here might use 100. But yeah. Can anyone read this? Yes, Mr. Seep. But yeah, other messages maybe didn't come through. /wave. Yes, still the 1112 or the diagonal. In other words, taking the high before the lows at 64K. So yeah, still the same. Still the same. And it's quite nice. Like we were talking here at the very beginning of the stream. If you go all the way back, we were talking here about the potential of a flat for an A, B, C. Oh, we might actually see it coming into fruition. No? I will ask in Discord. Maybe a banned word. Okay, I see. Yeah, just tag me. Just tag me. That's fine. Okay, everyone. It was a very enjoyable stream, I gotta say. But it is time for me to continue with emails, as I still probably have 40 emails that I have to reply to. So yeah, at least we got the cap during the live stream. It's nice to have it. And I'm gonna check, thanks to Rob, for a low profile adjustable cap, because I do prefer caps that don't hit my ears, right? Like that actually are higher here above the ears. But this can't deny. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Enjoyed my time with you. Hopefully vice versa. And tomorrow, not a live stream. Tonight, I probably will provide an update, but I will update you because, yeah, let's see if anything happens in the meantime. You know what I mean? And tomorrow, yes, tomorrow is another live stream as well, of course. So yeah, that being said, trade safe, trade following your plan, and then I'm going to catch you at the next one. So cheers.